Everyone, coach is here. If you have a question, please raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Tom, what do you tell the team after a night like tonight?
Obviously disappointed with the result. And, we got to get in tomorrow and take a look at the film and make our corrections and then be ready to go for the next one.
Amanda Hajar, Knicks Digital.
Coach, RJ was a bright spot tonight in the game. You just talk about what you've seen, his continued offensive development from him.
Yeah, he's obviously put a lot of work into his shooting, so that's coming around. But, obviously we got off to a slow start with our starters. The bench came in, played well, gave us a shot to get back into it. Then when our starters came back to end the half, we didn't close out the half well. And we didn't start the third well, so disappointing.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Tom, I know you spoke about coming back from the break and the work that it was going to take. What did you see today that kind of led to that kind of effort? Did you see any of this coming?
Well, the same thing's going to winning. So, you have to ask yourself, what did we get done defensively? And they're a heck of an offensive team. So anytime you commit to one specific area, you put two onto somebody, you're going to be vulnerable in other areas, but you shouldn't give up everything. And that's what we ended up doing. So we didn't take care of the transition. We didn't take care of the paint. We didn't take care of covering the line. And then we didn't finish our defense with the rebounding well. So they pretty much got everything that they wanted. And against a team like that, you're not going to win. And you can't do it for, stretches of the game. You have to do it start to finish. And so, we have to learn from it.
Ian Bagley, SNY.
Seemed like they paid a lot of attention to Julius. Did you also see them taking away opportunities for him to distribute, even when they loaded up on him? I mean, how do you see about how they?
I think it's reading the game. It's the game is going to tell you, what shots to take. You can't predetermine what you're going to do. You have to understand when you're the first option, and if somebody commits and sends the second defender as a primary scorer, you have the responsibility of making the right play. And so we were out of sorts, and I didn't think anyone played particularly well. We could have done a lot better than we did. And so, again, you have to take a look at the film, learn from it, and be ready for the next one.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, what was the strategy against Giannis, and why were you able to hold him in the first quarter and then he just went off?
Yeah, well, like as I said, like a great player like that is, required. You don't guard them with one guy. You have to guard them with your team. And then they have a lot of shooting surrounding them, which puts enormous pressure on you. It requires you to be a multiple effort team. And if you're not reading the ball correctly, if you're not moving on the flight of the ball, if you're not flying around, it just takes one guy not to be doing that to end up giving an open shot up, and you can't do that. So I think we paid for it in some ways. And sometimes we didn't read the ball as well as we should have. Sometimes we didn't close, the way we could have closed. You have to make them miss. You can't, just hope they miss. And so, we have to do better with that. And, offensively, the same thing. It's, the responsibility that Julius has, and we know he's going to get a lot of attention, and we can play off that. And we have for the most part, but everyone has to make sure that they're reading the ball again and get to the right spots at the appropriate time. You can't be late. We got to give him outlets where he can get it out easily, and he's got to make the right reads.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll bring you into the room. Amanda Hajar, Knicks Digital.
Hey, Julius. Coach always says the games keep coming. So just after a night like this, your message to the team and just your thoughts.
So we gotta get right back to it. That's what it is. Back in. We'll go KC next. You know, we can know about this one.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Julius, was there anything that Milwaukee showed you on defense that was different, or did you just feel not as energetic as maybe earlier before the break?
No, it was fine. We had collapse. I tried to spray the ball or whatever, make reads. Miss a couple shots, layups, stuff that I made, whatever. But I'm not too worried, man. Like, you look at, from what I remember, past couple years, first game at the break, I don't know why, but my first game, I'm always shit. So I get right back to it and play first of all, and I'll be fine.
Jonathan Macri.
Julius, in terms of going up against Giannis and obviously taking that one-on-one matchup, personally, because you have to shut him down as well, is it, sometimes a bigger challenge for you to balance your defensive responsibilities with the offensive load that you also have to carry for this team?
I'm just gonna play well offensively. Honestly, they hit shots. So around the end of that second quarter, they really hit shots and busted the game over. But I was just gonna play well offensively. I'm not gonna make excuses for it, like I said. It is what it is. I don't really think it was me trying to balance it out.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Julius, how much do you guys miss Derek out there?
He's missed for sure. He's definitely missed. His presence and what he brings to the team is huge for us. So, he gets us, whether he's starting or come off the bench, he gets us going. Gets us playing fast, whatever it is. We miss Derek, miss his presence. So it's tough. But, other guys have to step in and step up. So that's what it is.
Thank you, Julius. Hey, everyone, we have Taj Gibson here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. First question, Amanda Hajar from Knicks Digital.
Hey, Taj, it's your first time being back after a minor injury. Just how did it feel to be back out there? Tough loss tonight, but how did you feel personally?
Felt good. Knowing the stakes, not really time to really do too much, get too much recovery. And so you just got to go out there, try to just fight through it, understand the stakes that we're in. A lot of guys are banged up. Just fighting. Really.
Jonathan Macri.
Taj, obviously this is not your first rodeo. You've been through so many ups and downs through the course of your career. As the veteran on this team more than anybody else, do you feel like this is just going to be a blip on the radar, or is this a moment where you kind of got to step in and recalibrate and make sure like the focus stays where it needs to be?
Well, I really don't have to say much because guys understand what we have to do. I think everybody's a bit locked in. We had a letdown tonight, but we can't really do much about it. We got to just prepare for the next one. Guys understanding the stakes, understand that we got to work a little harder, but just gotta stay positive. Can't get too down, can't get too high. Got to stay the course, but got another game coming up against another good, tough team. So we got to put this one behind us and keep going.
Mark Berman.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear you. Did you say you're pretty much close to 100%? And my other question is, how bad do you feel for Derrick Rose?
Well, I feel good. I can compete. As long as I can compete, I'm gonna go out there and play. On the side of Derrick, I didn't really hear too much. I'm actually going to call him tonight, see what's going on, see how he's doing, but I don't really know too much.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
How much do you miss Derek out there?
Of course we miss Derek, but right now we got to fight what we got. understand that he's doing what he has to do to try to get back to us and recover. Right now, we're just trying to hold down the fort. It's always a positive when you get guys back, but right now we got enough to win. We got a lot of guys in the locker room believing that we can go out there and win games, and that's the positive about this team. Everybody's together, everybody's working hard together, but everybody understands the stakes, and we kind of put the pressure on each other, but it's a good kind of pressure. So looking forward to getting them back soon, but until then, we just got to hold down the fort.
Mike Vorkanoff.
Taj, did you see Milwaukee doing anything defensively differently against you guys, just in terms of what you'd see maybe first half and coverages wise?
We were a step slow a little bit. We had a couple turnovers, but coaching staff laid it out for us. We just didn't execute on defense a couple times, a little bit rushed on offense, but it's normal coming off a break. Not really be able to get in the gym and have a real solid practice as a team. We had a somewhat good practice yesterday. We didn't really get a long time to shoot, but this is the NBA. Everybody's going through the same thing. We just got to bounce back, keep focused, and be ready for the next one.
Thank you, Taj.
Thank you.